So every night at 9 o'clock, men and women, children would pause whatever they were doing and they'd pray. They'd pray for all manner of things, victory, protection against those fighting them, against those attacking them. In addition, a man called Rees Howells also gathered to pray, not just at 9 o'clock though. He and other intercessors would fervently pray over this war. They prayed that the tide would turn. And we all know what happened in that war. It wasn't without great cost, of course, but we had great victory there. And when those soldiers came home, they were met with a warm reception. In addition, the nation created things like the GI Bill. They favored the soldiers. They favored veterans. A lot of good things happened for them. Conversely, during Vietnam, we all know what was going on in our own nation. We don't need to rehash that. I'm sure music and all of that can tell the tale. However, what most people don't realize is that while we were having our shenanigans here and civil unrest, in Vietnam, there were Vietnamese monks who were also praying. They were praying against our soldiers. They were praying that the United States military service members would suffer greatly, that when they returned home, they would never find rest. They would never find peace. They would never find a place to set their sole of their foot. Now, that doesn't sound like anything I'd want to be a part of. In addition, when those men and women came home from Vietnam, we all know what they were met with. My own father came home and had to be escorted by bus behind the airport in civilian clothes. He didn't even go receive his medal in person because he was so embarrassed. That's tragic. And now we have, fast forward, 2026. All manner of things are going on in our world, all kinds of skirmishes. And I have 2 kids in the military. So of course I set myself to pray. And I'm in groups where we pray over these men and women. And yet what I see is we're praying Psalm 91 a lot, maybe Psalm 18 for good measure. These are great Psalms, but they're not enough. They don't cover their mental and emotional health. They certainly don't cover their spiritual health, weird enough, right? They cover their protection, which is delightful. But when you send somebody off to the military, there is so much more to pray than just their physical protection. So that's why I wrote Beyond Psalm 91. I hope you check it out. If you're ready to level up your prayer for our United States military and or your loved one, I highly recommend you do so through this book.